Gen Z is a failed generation, and I'm here to tell you why. Not that anyone asked me to tell you why, but I'm here telling you why nonetheless. So I'm 24 years old. Unfortunately, I am in fact a member of Gen Z, these beautiful, intellectually stimulating individuals, and I live in Los Angeles, so this is sort of my personal experience with these people. So my generation has a massive problem with social media consumption. It's turned everybody into a vanity-filled narcissist, and because social media exists, people can engage in this behavior and proliferate that narcissism on a daily basis. Um, Everyone's lives, they just matter so much. All these little things that I do. Look at my avocado toast, post it. Oh, I'm at a party, post it. When I scroll through social media, through Instagram, and I don't have Instagram anymore, I've deleted these apps and I feel infinitely more free. But back in the day when I would scroll through social media and just see someone's profile and there's like 79 photos of someone's face, like you're so unbelievably caught up within yourself and not in a positive way. If you were genuinely focusing on yourself and maybe you were taking these photos because you lost weight or you gained weight or whatever it was and you were becoming more beautiful and you were tracking your progression, that would be fine. The issue is just the posting. um Instagram is full of degeneracy and disgusting behavior, but for research purposes, I had to download TikTok because it seems like everyone is moving to TikTok. And TikTok is a den of iniquity. It's a convention of lunacy. And it's just a bunch of people airing out their dirty laundry. And there's that like horrible TikTok text to speech voice that comes up, and it's like, OMG, guys, not me keying my boyfriend's car. Why would you post that information on social media? Why does anyone need to see that? You're incriminating yourself to the nth degree. It's disgusting. And then something that is not disgusting is so many people, an exorbitant amount of individuals are throwing ass on the platform. And I cannot believe that I'm actually saying this, but because of the sheer amount of ass being thrown, the novelty of ass is going away for me. How is that even possible? There's just so much of it. I'm looking at these asses and I'm like, oh, well, yeah, that's another ass being thrown. It's just unbelievable stuff. And thank the Lord I'm not on TikTok because there is still some novelty to that action taking place. And then you scroll more, and then you have Andrew Tate screaming about something. I've got 4 machetes in each one of my rooms that I can immediately produce. Bitch! And yeah, so you have that, and then you just constantly scroll through these 6-second videos. Da 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 da. You will contract ADHD in probably about 30 minutes. It's unbelievable stuff. I think I generated ADHD, or I not generated. The app generated the ADHD, and my brain was penetrated, and now I have this horrible thing. Instagram and social media and TikTok and all of these things are sort of completely illogical to perceive as real, because anyone that has used the apps know about lighting, know about angles, the front camera, the back camera, filters, Facetune, all of these things. And in all actuality, I am a 79-year-old bald white man, but I have a light over here, which is probably in the frame of the shot realistically because I don't have a viewfinder, so I can't see myself. Um, but the lighting and all of these things have turned me into this. This is what you see. I don't actually look like this. I don't even sound like this. I'm not that person. So we know that the majority of this stuff is just a complete and utter lie, but somehow people still partake in it, and they scroll and they see all these beautiful people, and they start developing body insecurities, body dysmorphia, gender dysphoria, things about like their left ear hanging down a little bit too low. It's, oh wow, I think I have that. Oh my goodness, what a problem. And that all comes from social media. The culture of social media is incredibly homogenous. And when you scroll, you just kind of see the same thing over and over and over again. And it's just boring. It's so boring. It's not fun. Like, how many more beautiful people, once again, am I supposed to see without just getting completely tired of it? How many more, uh, funny compilations or satisfying videos am I supposed to see before I get over it? It's mindless, it's menial, and it's predicated on just distracting you from reality, and it's completely taken you out of reality, and it's turned human beings into some sort of a form of artificial intelligence. Kind of in conjunction with social media, another aspect of my generation that I completely detest is the vernacular. Yeah, literally, like, it's giving, but then it wasn't giving, so it sent, but then it wasn't supposed to send, so I guess, like, it gave. Yes, queen, yes, OMG, perf, literally not me spitting and throwing up right now. What are we doing? What are we saying? And look, here's the thing. I'm not saying that you need to be the most eloquent individual on the planet. I'm not saying that you need to construct your sentences in a compendious manner. I'm not saying that. But we have an English language and people are not utilizing it to the point where I genuinely do believe that we have a language barrier between people that speak the same language. And when you go out with people, when you meet people of my generation, you can't really talk to them. Could you imagine a therapy session with someone that is a member of Gen Z? So, Amy, tell me, how are you today? I'm okay. I'm good. Okay, so do you have any problems that are going on within your life? Yeah, I'm having some trouble with my boyfriend or whatever. Oh, okay. So, could you elaborate a little bit more on that? Yeah, like he was just like literally giving snake. What? Giving snake? And I guess I kind of understand what you mean, but people have a complete and utter inability to elaborate on their thoughts and on their feelings. And it may seem like an innocuous part of human existence, but if you can't explain to people how you feel about things, and if you can't give explanations for just things that are going on in your life, you have a serious problem. But, Yath Queen, as they say. So, an extremely touchy subject that exists within my generation is politics. And everyone that is a part of my generation are leftists and they're progressives and they want socialism and communism to come back. But the reality is, none of these people actually care about the movements. They don't care about distribution of wealth. They don't care about genuine inequality. They don't care about disenfranchised groups in any way, shape, and or form. It's all performative. It's completely predicated on trend, and really, it's just people wanting to fit in. And when you're completely surrounded by an echo chamber, which many of these people are in, there's not a shard of outside information that could come in where someone has a different perspective, someone maybe has a different idea. You're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe. And if you remotely question anything that the progressive ideology sort of follows, if there's a tenet of that way of thinking that you don't necessarily adhere to and subscribe to, you're labeled as these negative things. And once again, it's just boring. It's not fun. Like, where is the irreverence? Where like someone bombastic coming in and just shaking things up? That's fun. That's funny. That's what comedy is. It's uncomfortable truths packaged in a humorous manner, and that's comedy. There you go. Once again, back to how performative everything is. A lot of the politics have sort of infiltrated the world of art and the world of media, and there's a lot of this idea that like representation will solve homelessness. Representation will cure the sick. It will ameliorate everyone's problems who is disenfranchised. Wrong. Oh, wrong. People think like, you know what? I want to see a trans black James Bond, and I want to see Lizzo, and I want to see her eating even more and gaining more weight. But that's beautiful in my eyes and everyone's eyes, because beauty comes in all shapes and sizes, and that is kind of my generation's politics. Just a complete circus. The inmates have taken over the prison. You can see that people don't care about any of these issues. When George Floyd was murdered, everyone posted a black square on their Instagram. 2 days later, gone. No black square. World War III was going on a few months ago. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. Like, wow. And then it's Stand With Ukraine. Zelensky is daddy. You don't know who Zelensky is. You don't know any countries in Eastern Europe. Please. But oh, Zelensky. And then Johnny Depp and Amber Heard went back to court for the 15th time. And now all of America and all of my generation and all of social media is fixated on that instead of World War III. What happened to the bombs? What happened to Putin? What happened to Daddy Zelensky? It doesn't matter for these people at all. And yeah, it's just it's virtue signaling, and it's kind of this necessity to be seen as a virtuous individual. And if calling Cardi B a voice of a generation means that you are a virtuous person, then it goes. Anything goes at this point to be, seen as a moral individual. Because of pretty much everything that I just mentioned, you could probably see why my generation is so afflicted with mental health problems. And, everyone is depressed and everyone has anxiety and social anxiety and, all of these ailments in their mind. And, yeah, I understand it. I get it. I get mental illness. But the reality is the majority of people are not clinically depressed. They feel depressed because of their situation. When you're on TikTok all day and you're scrolling and you're developing all of these insecurities about yourself and you don't feel like you measure up to the rest of the world and you feel like everybody is happy and oh, why am I sad? Now I feel even more sad, and that's exacerbated. Of course you're going to feel depressed. In my own personal experience, when I would wake up and people are screaming in the other room and there's a bottle next to me and I'm like, should I go to work or should I maybe have a little drinky right now? And I have the drink and then I walk out into my living room. I've completely missed work and the people are screaming even louder. There's burritos all over the wall. There's cigarette holes or cigarette ash and holes in the couch. Of course I felt depressed. I felt garbage. Depression is not fun. There are people on TikTok, oh, my depression room, look at this. If you are genuinely depressed, you do not have the time. You would never have the propensity to pull out your phone and film your depression room. Believe me. Once again, depression and anxiety has sort of become a trend, and people feel as if they fit in. People love to be afflicted. They love to be victims, and they really do wear it as a badge of honor. And also, you can go to social media and receive validation for your mental health issues. And people are diagnosing themselves off of Instagram. Oh, do you feel like you're not happy 100% of the time? You may have depression. Oh my God, wow, I think I am depressed. There's a lot of that. I think I'm depressed. I think I'm socially anxious. Go out into the real world, touch grass, get away from social media for a little bit, and you will feel exponentially better. Do 5 push-ups, you'll feel good. Believe me, I need to do some more push-ups, by the way. On top of everyone being depressed and socially anxious, everyone is queer somehow. The LGBTQ is something that I completely support in every way in terms of legislation. And in terms of, treating people like people. However, I learned that the Q in LGBTQ actually stands for questioning. So technically, you can be a straight person and still be queer. And being queer, once again, for my generation, is another trend. I've met so many I've met so many people who are non-binary, they, them in my bio, just to get girls. And they've said it to me. Yeah, honestly, well, yeah, they don't speak like that. But, this is just loathsome, detestable behavior. And, it may not be a trend anymore. I'm sure it will not be a trend anymore. It seems like it is a bit of an ephemeral thing. But yeah, everyone is queer. Everyone's non-binary. People are pretending like the trans community makes up 95% of the population. It doesn't make sense. Like, nobody identifies, or rather, every single person has some kind of identity that they have constructed. Oh, I identify as a green orb. How could I take you seriously if you identify as a green orb? All of your opinions and thoughts are completely invalid because you're not living in reality. You're delusional. When you just meet these people, you're like, oh my goodness, I identify as a green orb. I love all trans people. I don't like straight people at all. It's too much. And, I think a lot of this is sort of done in the name of progressivism and progressivism for the sake of being progressive. And what my generation doesn't understand is that you can't just keep going up this ladder or mountain of progressivism. If you were to use Mount Everest as an analogy, you're climbing up Mount Everest and that's you progressing. At a certain point, you will reach the top. You can't just keep going up into the fucking stratosphere. You're going to come down at a certain point and then you're going to be right back where you started. Or you may just die on the mountain. You're going to reach a place where you're not progressive. You completely regress. And people's minds are so open. Their brains, or any semblance of a brain that they had, has completely fallen out of their head. It seems to me as if people are desperately searching for something. They're searching for something to ground them. And for a lot of people, it is New Age spirituality, astrology, and the star signs. Now, there are so many people who want to be empaths, they want to be star seeds, they want to be indigo children, and that's kind of more sort of extreme side of this new age spirituality. But generally speaking, you meet someone out and the first question is, "Oh my god, what's your sign?" Like, wow, like you're giving Sag. What's your moon? Yeah, literally, like I'm doing so badly today because CoStar told me Mercury is in retrograde. Well, I just feel not good today. I'm not grounded. I need to get back to where I need to be. My energy and my sign. I say, like, what is going on with these people? And they've got all their crystals that they went to Urban Outfitters, got a crystal for $78 and the little dried sage wrapped up in twine. And they got the sage wrapped in twine. And the only question that I have is, what is so spiritual about a stone? Yeah, I'm just generating the energy and I'm doing that. I've seen so many videos of people that get way too far into the spirituality thing. And after a while, they have summoned dark energy into their room and now they're speaking to demons in their closet and they're like, maybe I've gone a little bit too far. Let me become a born again Christian at 20 years old. Once again, it's just too much. So obviously, as you can probably tell, there's a general lack of intelligence within my generation. Like, people just don't know anything. They don't know where they are. They don't know what planet they're on. Because there really is no objective reality at all in these people's minds. I think we've all seen the what is 3 times 3 times 3 video. Nobody knows what that is. 21? Yeah, see, that's an old joke for all of you people. Extremely hilarious. And people think that London is a continent and people don't know how many states there are in America. People don't know when the Constitution was created. It's just so much nonsense. And although I love my generation to an extremely large degree, I do want to go out and meet these people. But unfortunately, when you go out, it's just a bunch of ghouls and a bunch of demons standing in the corner with an $18 tequila soda on Tinder swiping. And you can't really even talk to these people because they have nothing to say. And, they're not necessarily experienced. It's like, oh, what do you do? What's your sign? Like, do you have tattoos? Can I see them? What do they mean? Like, oh my goodness. I have not met a single person who is remotely intellectual or intelligent when I've been out. And I've been out many times, far too many times. And it's really a shame. Because you can't even have fun with these people because everyone's so insecure and no one will, dance. No one will just put themselves out there, even when they are highly intoxicated. And then they just make a fool out of themselves. Because people in my generation cannot control themselves when they are under the influence either. It's a real shame. So online dating, I guess, we've just completely commodified ourselves. We're listing all these attributes on Tinder. I'm a Sag. I'm a social smoker. I like going on adventures, this and that. And once again, you're just swiping. And when you see all of these people, you don't really even look at them as people anymore. You look at them as these like disposable objects. And I don't engage in Tinder or online dating or hookup culture at all. I got out of it, thank the Lord, because it made me feel horrendous and brought on a massive amount of self-loathing and infinite turmoil and strife. And most people are not happy engaging in this at all because you're not able to connect with people on a human level. The propensity to get catfished is just massive. So all in all, there's just nothing remotely positive about online dating in any way. So the fashion of my generation, these people do not know how to dress. It's unbelievable. I'm just wearing a black t-shirt. I know, I understand that. However, people in my generation engage in something called maximalism, which is essentially them going into their closet and putting everything in the closet onto their body. If they could wear multiple pairs of shoes, they probably would. And speaking of which, people in my generation love Crocs, which may single-handedly be the most destructive thing to ever happen to the human race. When you wear Crocs, it's a symbol that you've given up. It's a symbol that you just don't care about anything anymore. Granted, I do know one person that wears Crocs, so I quite like. He's a great person. He's incredibly smart. And he happens to be a part of my generation, but he is the exception. And as we know, the exception does not make the rule. The music has devolved into a state of complete and utter degeneracy, and there's nothing that really is emotionally captivating. I don't reverberate with these things. There's no resonance. I'm not feeling it. And you have these amazing pieces of work that are comparable to Mozart and Beethoven. Torque, 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 torque that ass bitch, shake that camel toe, let me see them pussy lips. Genius stuff. And all these rappers talking about just murdering each other in the streets. It's really great for the kids to hear. Popping the perks, doing the lean, treating women like garbage, or buying them all these things. Buying the bag, buying the Louis bag. And I probably forgot to mention this, but all of these communists that are my age, no more Louis bags for you. No more commodities for you. I'm not sure if most people would be able to handle that at all. Like, it's just unbelievable. They're unbelievably brainwashed people. All of the movies, it's just MCU nonsense. You have shows like She-Hulk that are somehow popular. Everyone is like making like Thanos compilations on YouTube. Oh my god, I just think Tom Holland is so hot. And because of these movies, we worship celebrities. Why? Nobody cares. They're just normal people that are probably worse off than you in a lot of ways. Well, they're not worse off, but you do not want these people's lives. I guarantee it. And oh my god, what did Kim do? What did Jack Harlow say to Emma Chamberlain at the Met? Shut up. No one cares. Live your own life. Focus on your own well-being. Cultivate a community where you have thriving relationships with people that you can trust, with people that you genuinely love. That's all that I'm really saying, and that's kind of something that would conclude this rant. Outside of one more thing, the drugs. No one's really doing coke anymore because the coke is fentanyl in it, obviously. And I'm not saying that anyone should be doing coke. I'm not advocating for drug use in any capacity. However, what I am saying, though, is that weed culture is permeating my generation to an unimaginable degree. It's horrendous stuff. It's just a bunch of people like sitting around, smoking, playing Fortnite. I can't do anything without my weed. Oh, I smoke too much weed. So many everyday smokers that I know are still smoking too much weed. How is this happening? Oh, I can't do this. I'm anxious. I'm having a panic attack because I smoke too much weed. I cannot believe that I'm saying this, but in the words of Stephen A. Smith, children, stay off the weed. Dislike and so